Hello, welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Pep. Today I'm doing a review from the house of Nishane. This one is called Wulong Cha. Now, I am thinking that this review won't take very long because I wore this today. I've worn this several times, and what happens with this perfume is that to my nose and on my skin, this is quite a linear perfume. And there's a couple of things I had about this perfume. I had preconceptions of about this perfume. The name to me, in particular, the Cha section of it would suggest that this was a tea scent. Now, I'm absolutely no expert on tea notes. I'm not a big tea drinker, and so the tea category in fragrances is not something that I'm particularly strong in terms of identifying different type of tea notes. So to me, when I spray this perfume on, what I do get is a very tart, juicy, mouth-watering bergamot note. This is accompanied by a more woody and green note that to me is very reminiscent of something like petitgrain. Now, if you looked at the official note pyramids for this particular scent, petitgrain's not listed, but fig is listed. Now, there's nothing here that I identify as fig or the fig that I know, but perhaps if it's gonna be anything, it would be the woody part of a fig tree, the fig stem, rather more so than the fruit. A couple of interesting things with this one. The first being is that when you spray this on, you get I get it as a very nicely done woody citrus perfume. So no tea that I identify, and my immediate expectation is this is not going to be a big projector or last a very long time. But I can tell you that this actually has, particularly in the opening, pretty good sillage, because I sprayed this on, walked into another room, and when I left the room, my son, who was in there, said that he asked me what was that I was smelling. So I was actually quite surprised that he picked that up like after I'd left the room. So that is something to consider with this one. It's actually got pretty surprising sillage for the type of perfume that it is. The other thing as well is that I was expecting all day wearing this to basically have to reapply after a few hours. But I can tell you that it does become a skin scent after not so long, but I've got the faintest hint of the dry down here, and we're probably about 10 or 11 hours in. Now, for essentially a citrus fragrance, that's really good. So what I would suggest to people is, if you can imagine, there are two very popular and very expensive citrus fragrances, one being Le Labo's Bergamot 22 and the other being Xerjoff's Neo. Now, I have reviewed both of those fragrances and I find them pretty different. So the Bergamot is this kind of very reminiscent to the opening, minus the woody green, and then it has a bit of a dry down, of which this doesn't. And the Neo is more centered on neroli and the greenness of petitgrain. In that, Wulong Cha by Nishane feels like it would be a hybrid of those two perfumes together. It is reasonably linear off my skin and what I can smell, so there's not a lot of development. I never end up smelling anything that resembles tea to me. It basically goes from that lovely mouth-watering citrus in the beginning, and kind of just stays like this tart green, almost bitter, woody all the way through. And it's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant citrus woody perfume. In fact, one of the better ones that I've tried. And so it is something to consider, that if you like either of those perfumes, or you don't like aspects or wish they were more like the other, it's definitely worth trying this one out, Wulong Cha. Don't expect a big tea fragrance, at least to me it isn't, but expect a lovely, long-lasting citrus woody. Now, the other people that smelled this on me detected a more tropical kind of fruitiness that I just didn't get off my skin. And when I looked at the note list here, they do mention obviously fig, but the other interesting note they mention here is lychee. Now, when I don't have much experience of smelling actual lychee, but when I had a look at the description, it's described as a tropical type sweet fruit. And I want to emphasize that I didn't pick that up, but people smelling this off me definitely picked something like that up. So it obviously seems to be a bit of a shapeshifter when on different skin. So in terms of pricing, Nishane is not inexpensive. I believe that this is an Extrait De Parfum, like most of their line is. I'll confirm on screen. So it's good that it does last that long on your skin. It's not a monster projector, but it clearly does have a kind of a trail behind it when you're wearing it. So I'd highly recommend it for people who like either Bergamot 22 or Neo or both and want something kind of in between. Definitely check out Wulong Cha by Nishane. And I think the price range that you get this at is slightly below either of those two perfumes. And that's kind of really all I have to say about this one. It's been out for a good 5 or 6 years now, and it's one of the more popular Nishane perfumes. And for summer, it would be nice to have a decant of this, I think. I don't think I would necessarily fork out for a full bottle, but it'd be nice to wear this on a nice hot day. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you for my next review or video. See you later. Bye.